The February 6, 2024 Old Bridge Township Council meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As customary in this chamber, we stand for a moment of silence to remember those who are fighting for our freedoms, both here and abroad, for our first responders, for those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And this evening, Mayor Walker would like to also have a moment of silence.
Yes, I would like a moment of silence for Dennis Marr. Dennis passed away this weekend. He was a former councilman serving 12 years and one term as council president. He also was a member of the Friendly Sons of Shillelagh, a member of the Knights of Columbus, and also he was a trustee at Most Holy Redeemer Church. Please keep Dennis and his wife Cindy and the family in their prayers. Moment of silence.
Our prayer, Mr. Pescetti.
O Lord, bless thy servants in the ministry of public affairs who serve thee in this chamber. Give us quiet minds and hearts that we may hear your voice. Help us to know when to speak, when to be silent. Give us strength to oppose the wrong and uphold the right. And grant that we have a good conscience, at soul, at peace with thee and with one another. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated.
Roll call, Council President.
Please.
Roll call, Councilperson Asatuli.
Present.
Councilperson DeCaro. Here. Councilperson De Palma.
Here.
Councilperson Desai.
Yeah.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yeah.
Let the record reflect that Councilperson Murphy is absent.
Yes, he did call me this afternoon that he would not be attending this evening.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Present.
Council Vice President Dr. Anita Greenberg Belli. Present. And Council President Sohar.
Present. Good evening, everyone.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the official newspapers of the Township on January 6, 2024, and has been posted in public places. Next open public meeting of the Township Council will be held on Tuesday, February 27, 2024, at 7:30 p.m. I'm sorry, go right ahead.
You good?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, first order of business, we do proclamations, presentations, presentation of check donation from ShopRite, and a certificate of appreciation. Good evening, Mayor. And good evening, Anna. And Matt. Wow. How nice.
Good evening. Tonight, we have a certificate of appreciation to the new ShopRite at Old Bridge. ShopRite is very generous with many monetary donations, which Anna was the head of our food bank, so she's going to elaborate on the many things they've done for our food bank.
Thank you. The ShopRite in Old Bridge has always been a very big supporter of the food bank, whether it's assisting us with getting bulk items at a discounted price or donating food to the food bank. During COVID, they were instrumental in keeping our shelves stocked. So we're very fortunate to continue this partnership with ShopRite and the new ShopRite coming around the corner later this spring. And they have generously made a $4,000 donation to the food bank that will go quite a long way for us.
This is a certificate of appreciation to the ShopRite of Old Bridge for their generous monetary donations to the Old Bridge Food Bank. And I just want to say it's coming along very nicely. They're hoping to open in March, and it's going to be very, very large. I think you need a week's vacation to be able to see the whole store. And right now, they're currently hiring. I believe you told me there are like 300 jobs. So they actually have a trailer out there currently hiring. So if you know anyone that needs a job, please stop by.
Thank you very much. That's just wonderful.
I'm sorry, really quickly, I just want to say thank you so much. We're really looking to reinvigorate and keep our community presence. I'm here actually with Jack Batista. He's going to be our new store manager at the Old Bridge store. So if you're going to be shopping there, you'll see him there. I also wanted to invite everybody, if you are a Facebook person, you can actually go on the ShopRite of Old Bridge Facebook page, and under our About section, there's like a link. You can become an Old Bridge insider, and basically you'll know things before the public knows them. And you can also share feedback with us. Like, Mayor, you shared about the benches, and we're putting benches in. So if there's something that you would like to tell the store, tell Jack, tell the team, please share it with us. And we do actually take everything into consideration. So thank you so much. Hope to see you in the spring. Thank you.
Yes, they were so nice. We asked them if they could put benches out front for the seniors while they're waiting for the buses, and within a week, they agreed they're putting benches there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Jack. We look forward to seeing you. And thank you again for your donation. Next will be appointments, resolution of the Township of Old Bridge, appointing members to the Old Bridge Recreation Committee.
So we just need some nominations.
I nominate Jen Bachonsky for rec.
I nominate Kate Lanzafama
And they're two-year terms, right?
for members.
Yep. Okay, all right, so the
I'm
term
sorry,
is?
Bachonsky,
Yes, and Lanza Fama.
Lanzafama. Okay.
Not on the list.
These are both for 2-year terms. So I'll go down and everybody can let me know who they wish to vote for. Councilperson Asatuli,
Bachonsky.
Councilperson DeCaro,
Kate Lanzafama,
okay. Councilperson DePalma,
Mrs. Poshansky.
Councilperson Desai, Councilperson Garcia,
Jennifer Bachonsky.
Councilperson Pasquitti,
Jennifer Pachonsky.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Jennifer Bachonsky.
and Council President Sohar.
Jennifer Pachonsky.
It's Jennifer Pachonsky for the 2-year seat, for one of the 2-year seats. Do we have other nominations for the other seats?
I'd like to nominate Robert Permiano.
and I'd like to nominate Kate Lanzafama again for the other seat.
This is also a 2-year seat. All of them are 2-year. There's like, they're all 2 years. Okay. So Councilperson Asatuli,
Pariyama.
Councilperson DeCaro,
Kate Lanzafama,
Councilperson DePalma,
Mr. Permiano.
Councilperson Desai, Councilperson Garcia,
Bob Firmiano.
Councilperson Pasquitti,
Rob Permiano.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Rob Permiano.
and Council President Sohar.
Mr. Permiano,
It's Mr. Permiano.
please.
Nomination for the next 2-year seat?
I'd like to nominate Brian Burns.
Brian Burns.
and we're going to go again with Kate Lanzafama.
Okay. Councilperson Asatuli,
Burns.
Councilperson DeCaro,
Kate Lanzafama,
Councilperson DePalma,
Burns.
Councilperson Desai, Councilperson Garcia,
Brian Burns.
Councilperson Pasquitti,
Brian Burns.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli,
Brian Burns.
and Council President Sohar.
Brian Burns.
Brian Burns. Next 2-year seat, nominations, please.
Kate Lanzafama,
Brian Howley.
Brian Howley.
Howley.
Again, Councilperson Asatuli,
Brian Howling.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Kate Lonzafama.
Councilperson De Palma.
Brian Howley.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Ryan Howley.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Brian Howley.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Ryan Howley.
And Council President Sohar.
Brian Howley.
Okay. We have another open seat. Any other nominations?
Nominate Luann Raymond.
Okay.
And I'd like to nominate Kate Lonzafama again.
Councilperson Asatuli.
Luann.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Kate Lonzafama.
Councilperson De Palma.
Mrs. Raymond.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Luann Raymond.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Luann Raymond.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Luann Raymond.
And Council President Sohar.
Luann Raymond.
Ms. Luann Raymond it is. We have another open seat, two-year seat also. Nominations,
Nanette Gallagher.
Kate Lonzafama.
And Kate Lonzafama.
Okay. Councilperson Asatuli.
Nanette.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Let me think. Kate Lonzafama.
Councilperson De Palma.
Mrs. Gallagher.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Nanette Gallagher.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Annette Gallagher.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Nanette Gallagher.
And Council President Sohar.
Nanette Gallagher.
Okay. One seat left. Can I have nominations?
I'm going to nominate Kate Lonzafama.
Surprise. Anybody else?
I'll nominate Kevin Garcia.
That's for the council, isn't it, Kate?
Appointments to the Recreation Committee, we have how many seats? We have
Yeah.
one. These are all two-year seats. This is.
1 year is the council seat.
3, 4 two-year seats. Those are council seats.
Well, she's got to make sure she's got it.
No, this is Louis Grant, he's still on the board. His term doesn't end until 2024. So these are the current members on the board. So we have, should be 4. And we took 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yep, we're good. I'm sorry, there is no other appointments for the Recreation Commission. Council member appointments? Nominations?
Kevin Garcia.
Okay. Councilperson Asatuli.
Kevin Garcia.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Jill DeCaro.
Councilperson De Palma.
Councilman Garcia.
Councilperson Desai.
Jill DeCaro.
Councilperson Garcia.
Kevin Garcia.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Kevin Garcia.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Kevin Garcia.
And Council President Sohar.
Councilman Garcia.
It's Councilman Garcia. Second council nomination.
Eric De Palma.
Anybody else?
Jill DeCaro, I nominate myself.
Okay. Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli.
Eric De Palma.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Jill DeCaro.
Councilperson De Palma.
Myself, please.
Councilperson Desai.
DeCaro.
Councilperson Garcia.
Eric De Palma.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Eric De Palma.
Councilperson Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Eric De Palma.
And Council President Sohar.
Yeah, Councilman De Palma.
Okay. One last seat for the Recreation Committee. Councilperson.
Darren
one-year term.
Asatuli.
Darren Asatuli. Anyone else?
Jill DeCaro.
Okay. Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli.
Darren Asatuli.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Jill DeCaro.
Councilperson De Palma.
Councilman Asatuli.
Councilperson Desai.
Picard.
Councilperson Garcia.
Darren Asatuli.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Darren Asatuli.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Darren Asatuli.
Council President Sohar.
Darren Asatuli.
It's Councilperson Asatuli. We have rent stabilization.
Yeah, next is the rent board, right?
Yes. Okay, we have nominations, taking nominations for the Rent Stabilization Board for a 3-year term. We need a tenant member.
Nominate Elizabeth Sapp.
Anyone else? Okay. Do we, if it's only one person, we still do a roll call? Councilperson Asatuli?
Elizabeth Sapp.
Councilperson DeCaro?
Abstain.
Councilperson De Palma?
Ms. Sapp.
Councilperson Desai? Councilperson Garcia?
Elizabeth Sapp.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Elizabeth Sapp.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Elizabeth Sapp.
Council President Sohar?
Elizabeth Sapp.
Miss Elizabeth Sapp?
Did you do this one?
Not yet. We're on rent first.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we also have another seat for Rent Stabilization Board, 3-year term for a homeowner seat.
Vincent Rayner.
Anyone else? Councilperson Asatuli?
Vincent Reyna.
Councilperson DeCaro?
Abstain.
Councilperson De Palma?
Mr. Rayner.
Councilperson Desai?
No.
Councilperson Garcia?
Vincent Reyna.
Councilperson Paskiddy?
Vincent Rayner.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli?
Vincent Rayner.
And Council President Sohar?
Mr. Rayner.
Mr. Rayner it is. We don't have any
That's,
nominations for alternate landlord. Nobody put in for it.
nobody put in for it.
Homeowner, and then we have a tenant one also. Needs to be a tenant, so it was for, down here. Okay, moving along to the, you want to go back to the Ethical Standards Board?
Nominate Anthony Wilkinson.
When does the term expire?
I'm sorry, did we have nominations?
I nominated Anthony Wilkinson.
Anthony Wilkinson. Anyone else? Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli.
Anthony Wilkinson.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Abstain.
Councilperson De Palma.
Mr. Wilkinson.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Anthony Wilkinson.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Anthony Wilkinson.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Anthony Wilkinson.
And Council President Sohar. Okay, it's Mr. Wilkinson. Then we have the appointments for the Old Bridge Municipal Utilities Authority.
Harry Simone.
That's for a unexpired term for term ending 1/31/2025. That's the alternate 2 position. Okay. Perry Simone. Anyone else?
Kevin Ahern.
I'm sorry?
Kevin Ahern.
Kevin Ahern. Okay. Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli.
Perry Simone.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Kevin Ahern.
Councilperson De Palma.
Mr. Simone.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Harry Simone.
Councilperson Paskiddy.
Harry Simone.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Harry Simone.
And Council President Sohar. Okay, it's Mr. Simone. Then we had appointments to the Open Space Committee for council representatives.
Mary Selhorn.
Anyone else? Okay,
Jill DeCaro.
Jill DeCaro. Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli.
Mary Soha.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Jill DeCaro.
Councilperson DePalma.
Mrs. Sohar.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Mary Soho.
Councilperson Paschetti. See,
Mary
that got me
Sohar.
all confused.
Graduated.
Council Vice President, Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Mary Sowhorn.
And Council President Sohar. Mary Sohar it is. Okay, we have another spot on the Open Space Commission for a council person with a one-year term.
Dr. Anita Greenberg.
Okay, anyone else?
Jill DeCaro.
Okay, Councilperson Asatuli.
Anita Greenberg.
Councilperson DeCaro.
I'm sorry, Jill DeCaro.
Councilperson DePalma.
Councilwoman Greenberg.
Councilperson Desai. Councilperson Garcia.
Anita Greenberg Belli.
Councilperson Paschetti.
Dr. Anita Greenberg.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Anita Greenberg Belli.
Council President Sohar. Councilwoman Belli it is. Okay, that's all for the nominations. So, yes, bill list is next.
Yep, next will be the bill list, Mr. Garcia. What?
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Bill list as of February 6, 2024. Accounts payable, February 6, 2024, $26,003,999.09. Payroll, January 19, 2024, $1,326,003.04. Payroll overtime, January 19, 2024, $19,065.34. Payroll, February 2nd, 2024, $1,225,505.91. Payroll overtime, February 2nd, 2024, $38,186.82. That completes my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. May we have a breakdown of the overtime, please?
Sure, Council President. As Councilperson Garcia mentioned, we had overtime in January 19th payroll. There were no major upticks in most of our departments. Our police overtime was $6,690.66. Deduct grants, $386.56. Deduct ETO, $2,102.48 for a total of $4,201.62. As far as our February 2nd payroll, there was definitely a bit of an uptick. We experienced our first 2 snowstorms, I think, in a couple of years. So we had overtime on January 16th and 19th for those 2 snowstorms from our Public Works and Parks Department. Police overtime for the February 2nd pay period was $6,014.69. Deduct grants, $573.46. Deduct ETO, $495.59, for a total of $4,945.64. I failed to mention for the January 19th payroll, that was 49.5 hours of men and women power, and 61 hours for the February 2nd payroll. There was no officers injured on duty or on light duty during this time. Thank you.
Okay. I'll take a motion. You moved it. Second?
Second.
Second. Okay.
Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson DePalma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Paschetti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Next will be liquor licenses, resolution approving the person-to-person liquor license transfer for plenary retail consumption. License number 1209 2023-025, Mezcal, New Jersey, LLC, former Old Bridge Entertainment.
Can I have a motion, please, to approve?
move
the
it.
transfer?
Second.
Second.
Okay, who made a motion?
Who made the motion?
DeCaro.
Okay, and second by?
Right. Okay.
Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Paskitty.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Motion carries.
There are no ordinances for first reading. We'll move on to discussion ordinances. Ordinance of the Township of Old Bridge, amending Chapter 250 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge, entitled Old Bridge Township Land Development Ordinance, by amending 250-13, entitled Applications Generally. Good evening, Anna. Good evening, Vina.
Good evening, Council. Say something? All right. This is actually a revision to Chapter 250-13 of the Land Development Ordinance, and it is actually recommending a procedural change. So as of now, and probably for the past 30 years, the process that Planning Office has followed is when an applicant comes in with an application, they submit the application form, and there is a checklist that goes along with the form. The checklist has 52 items. Not always are applicants able to comply with those 52 items. So there was a waiver process added, wherein the applicant could request waiver for certain items. Me, as the administrative officer, would review those waivers. I write a recommendation letter to the planning board or the zoning board. But the board has the authority to take a vote and conduct a hearing on it and then waive those items. I do want to eliminate that process because it is a procedural requirement. It's waiver of just the checklist items. And in reviewing majority of the towns around, nobody really conducts a waiver hearing. It only delays the development application process by 2 months because now I get an application, I get the waiver request, I write a memo, it's scheduled for a public hearing, which is the next, so they have to wait for a month. After a month, when the planning board or the zoning board grants those waivers, then I schedule them for a public hearing. We have lost time. And on the other hand, if I'm the applicant, it saves them a lot of money and time both, because when it's a public hearing, the attorney has to attend. I charge my time against the escrow. The board attorney charges their time. It will save them a lot of money and time. So I recommend that we make this change so that me as the administrative officer could grant those waivers directly. And granting of the waivers from the checklist item does not mean that they get a free pass. During the actual public hearing review process or the technical review process, the professional or the board members can actually ask for those items. So that's a recommendation, and I think it will immensely help. In the last 2 years, on an average, the planning department has been reviewing almost 120 development applications. As of now, we are booked into June. So this will only speed up and we'll be able to conduct it faster. The wait time reduces. I'll take any questions.
Thank you. Yeah, questions on my left? Anyone have a question?
Just to confirm, this is basically, they're still responsible for all the things on the checklist.
They are, but for example, one of the checklist items is environmental, EIS statement, environmental impact statement. If the property does not have any environmental constraints, then we typically waive the environmental impact statement. So they have to submit a rider why they're asking for waivers so that it's a part of the record, and then I sign it off as the administrative officer. But like even actually the next step would be to clean up the checklist. there is no reason why we should have 52 items on the checklist. And it is hyper-specific, like even something as simple as a key map, it is specific that it has to be at a scale of 1 inch to 800 feet. So if somebody submits a key map at a different scale, they still have to ask for a waiver. So that will be the next step, cleaning up the checklist and making it easier.
Now, that makes complete sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can attest, sitting on the planning board, how many waivers that we look at that don't make any sense, that it's kind of preliminary, that we just come in. Vina gives us the memo beforehand, we review it, and I don't think anyone has ever disagreed with her recommendation. So I think this one will save not only the businesses coming in town looking to do stuff, but also homeowners that have to come in front of planning. They don't have to spend all that money on an attorney and the time, and Vina can spearhead that and help move things along. So
Thank you.
I agree with it.
Thank you for your opinion. Anyone on the right? Mr. Petskitty?
Yes, hi. Thank you for trying to streamline the process. That's great, and to save money for everybody. My question is, let's say, for instance, you think that a traffic study is not warranted for the piece of property, so you waive it. Then it comes before the zoning, and the zoning says, we should really have a traffic study. Now, the zoning board would have to vote on that. Is that correct?
No, I don't believe so. As part of their review, they could ask for additional information. So they don't have to vote for just asking the traffic impact study. Even me as the reviewer, when I review the application, because when I waive these, I do a preliminary analysis of what's going on with the property, right? But when I start doing the technical review for planning, or when Nicole does her engineering review, there is a possibility that we think we require a certain item, and at that point, even we as the professionals could ask the applicant to provide it, and they would have to provide. So if you look at the amendment, there is language in there that allows board members as well as professionals to ask for any additional items during the review process.
Okay, great. And that 52 items, when are you planning to review that?
I have a laundry list of things. This was the first section in the procedural section of the land development ordinance. The next will be pre-application meetings, because that has been a mess too. And then the checklist. But yes, in fact, we started working on the checklist already, but because we are swamped with development applications, I haven't had the chance to finalize it, but it's in the pipeline. We have a list.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just like to say thank you for recognizing this problem, that sometimes, everything on that checklist doesn't apply. So in order for an applicant to go through the 52 items doesn't really make sense. So you're streamlining and it's specific for each case. And it's not that anything's going to be eliminated. If anything's serious, you're actually focusing on that more. And I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I do too. I think any board member can come and ask the questions, like Eric, and if he has a difference of opinion, let's say, he can put that out there and he can be heard on that, and so could all the other members. So that's important. I think trying to streamline is good, but we also have to make sure that we have all, everybody has input at some point in time when they're looking at the application. To me, that's really important. So that I appreciate. I think it's a good thought. We need to keep us in the loop, the board members in the loop. But you make the initial analysis, which I think is good. We've done that with different things in the clerk's office too, certain applications. She streamlined them down, make them more user-friendly, and make it move along, But at any point, if we have a question, then the board members could ask. So I think that's important. I really do. Yes, Anna.
I want to echo everything that the council has mentioned. Vina has been working really hard on streamlining the process, making more efficient, not only for her staff, but for the individuals applying, whether it's a business or a private resident, things like that. So, administration commends Vina for taking the initiative to kind of make things a little bit more efficient and to better handle all these applications that are coming in.
Very much. At this point, I ask, would anyone want to make a motion to move it to first reading? Dr. Greenberg?
Second.
Okay.
Roll call for ordinance
Introduction.
Introduction of the ordinance with a public hearing set for February 27th.
Yep.
Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes. Thank you very much. It was very informative. Thank you. Next is ordinance amending the code of the Township of Old Bridge, specifically Article 8, Daycare Program, Section 160-31, Fees for Full-Day Summer Camp. Good evening, Matt. How are you?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me. Just like Venus, if you guys would, after I am done, if I answer all your questions correctly, if we can move it up to first reading, that would be great. Basically, we're looking to propose to raise the rate for our full-day summer camp for this upcoming summer. Our current rates are either $1,850 or $1,950 respectively for the full-day camp. This is for our full-day camp, only our full-day camp. Our full-day camp is an extension of our before care and after care and our daycare. And for those who might not understand, it does not hit the township budget at all. It is a self-sustaining program. We are looking to see an increase for many, many different reasons. Some of the ones that I will highlight is our minimum wage requirement keeps going up. Our trip pricing is going up. Our busing is going up. Basically, every single part of our operation is going up. Even with this increase, if it is approved, you're still looking at $51 to $54 per day for your child for childcare. Please remember that the length of this camp is 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is an 8-week camp. And with that fee, it is all in. You get your trips, you get your busing, you get your security, you get dedicated, highly qualified staff who've been involved in our program, and a lot of them come from our before care and after care program, so they already know a lot of our children. I did a quick analysis. There's not many townships that run full-day camps, the options that we do. Some of the closest one I found was East Brunswick Township Camp. They're in between $2,300 and $2,500, but keep in mind, that's only a 6-week program, and that's only 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you look at the Old Bridge YMCA, if you're a member, it's about $2,800, $2,900. If you're a non-member, it's $3,000. Middlesex County JCC is at $2,600. And then if you go to some of the private ones, like Eagles Landing is about $7,000. Rolling Hills is almost about $8,000 for that same time. Some of the trip locations that we went last year and some of the ones that we're looking at this year include, but are not limited to, Turtleback Zoo, Funplex, Liberty Science Center, Big Kahuna Water Park, Climb Zone, Diggerland, Dorney Park, I Play America, Top Golf, Tomahawk Lake, Somerset Patriots, and Treescapes.
Take my kids. They sound like a...
And this is
Wow.
this
Have
is
an
for
adult
children
version?
who are entering first grade through entering 8th grade. So we do offer a middle school program as well. Any questions?
On my left? One at a time, boys. Anybody on my left have a question or a comment for Matt? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What were the hours you said again?
7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, that's great. To 6 p.m. And does this camp include accommodations for special needs children, or?
This one does not specifically. We do have our Camp Robin
You do have the
program.
camp-
but-
right,
but
right,
if-
of course.
If parents come to us and if we can fulfill that need with staffing, but we do have our Camp Robin camp. We have had children with some special needs in our full-day camp in the past.
Even like, I'm thinking like medical needs even, like if they're going on a trip, are we able to provide? Because I know that came up, I think, last year, remember?
We were able to hire
Yeah.
nurses for our half-day program last year. If needs arise, we do hire them for full-day camp because we do have those nurses that work for us in before care and after care
Okay.
as well. And we obviously get a nurse for Camp Robin as well.
Okay, yeah, because I just remember
Yep.
that being a thing
That
last year.
was where we were able to raise our rate to entice employees.
Excellent, okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Thanks for doing that. It's really cool. What's the average quantity of students that you have, like last year? Do you have
So
that?
I want to say we had 365 total in this half-day camp. The biggest one was our great white sharks. They were probably at about 185. Our smallest group was our tiny turtles, which are our young kids. For some people, that's a very long day. And then we also have our middle school camp, but it was 365 children across the board.
Wow, that's
For a
great. So
full-day camp only.
what percentage of capacity is that? Could you would have handled more, or?
It all depends on what our employee pool is. Obviously, we need to stay in a ratio when it comes to, so this camp is licensed by the state, just like our before care and after care program. So we need to make sure that we have enough employees per children.
Okay, good.
But we
And-
like to do this registration early enough. We like to do it at the end of March or middle or towards the end of March, because if people can't get into our program, it gives them an opportunity to go and find a different provider, because we know that the full day is a lot more of a need than, let's say, the half-day camp that we offer as well.
Is there lunch included in that?
They can either bring their lunch, or if we go on trips, lunch is sometimes provided. We must provide with that a juice and a snack. That's part of our license. Even for aftercare, we must provide a juice and a snack. And obviously, those costs have risen as well.
Great, thanks so much, appreciate it.
Yeah, I would like to say it is a great program. I know many kids that have gone through it. I know many kids have worked there. And it's an overwhelming task to provide this. And when we do compare to other towns, I know how frustrating it is when the cost goes up. You always feel bad, but it's the era that we're living in. Everything has gone up, not just, as you illustrated, wages, gas, employment, everything, food. And I think for what you provide, it's very well worth it. And I want to thank you and your staff.
Thank you.
Yep, I do too. I think it's a phenomenal program, and I think we're very lucky to provide and try to keep it cost, effective. And I think you are trying the best you can. Some things are out of your control, and you try to work with it and make sure that you keep a good pace on it, that you don't overcharge, but you still have to meet the needs of the employees. So really, thank you very much for taking all the time. It's a lot of work to try to figure this all out and keep it cost effective, but you do a very good job. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do I have a motion to move this up for first reading?
Second.
Okay. Moved.
Motion by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Councilman Pasquitti. Roll call to move the ordinance for first reading and have a public hearing on February 27th, 2024. Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Motion carries. Second reading, February 27th, 2024.
Ordinance amending the code of the Township of Old Bridge, specifically Article 1, Recreation Fees, Section 160-2, Hockey League Instruction. You're up again.
I'm up again. This time I am, as crazy as it sounds, I am proposing a decrease to the registration fee that we charge to our goalies for our hockey program. Our current ordinance has a discount in there, a $500 discount for goalies on the midget level, on the squirt level, up through the midget level. We are proposing this to try to entice new goalies and keep existing goalies with our club throughout all levels. Goalie equipment itself, which is purchased by the player or the player's family, is more expensive than that equipment for a regular on-ice hockey player. We're recommending all goalies pay a registration fee of $950. We've seen a trend around our rink and other rinks that there's a goalie shortage. And for anybody who doesn't know hockey, if you don't have a goalie, you don't have a team. So imagine we had 16 to 18 boys and girls looking to play. We couldn't host a team at a certain age group. That team doesn't go. And the way that hockey is, those boys and girls are going to a different club, a different rink, linking up with a new team. And once you lose a team on a certain age level, it's very, very difficult to get that back and to entice them. So basically, each team revenue that we bring in is from about $29,000 to about $46,000. So if we lower our goalie rate to 950, we have a better chance of keeping that, but then optimistically, we could eventually gain more teams on certain levels. So basically what I'm saying is if we cut the rate a little bit on the goalies, that's a better chance of us having a team than going the opposite way and losing somewhere between $29,000 and $45,000 per team.
Well, thank you very much.
And the other thing I wanted to add, we have been generating extra revenue streams with the Rangers through their Learn to Play and their rookie league, and that generates us about $20,000 per session. And we're also seeing a decrease this year in our payments to our coaches. So I think this is a good idea. I think it's sustainable, and I think it's also keeping our budget in mind as well.
Okay, anyone on the left? Mr. De Palma?
As a former youth hockey player, I can attest that no one wants to play goalie, and the goalies that you have,
It's always the coach's
it's
sons.
always the coach's sons. You're right.
Or daughters.
Sergeant Doctors
Or
is like, oh
daughters.
yes, it's
Yes.
the coach's sons are always the goalies. And I would also say as well, goalie equipment now is astronomical. I know a regular hockey stick is about $400 or $500 if you're lucky. I can only
Amazing,
imagine
isn't
what the goalie equipment is. So anything that keeps these kids on our ice, I think is worthwhile, at least trying.
Yes.
Right, so I agree. Good job, Matt.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Anyone else on my left? Ms. Kara?
I'm always for, the reducing of the fees is great. I mean, $950 is still insane. Hockey is such an expensive sport. I'm happy. But I'm just curious, what are the fees for the other players?
So that can range. Some of our ranges go up to about $2,000 a kid, up to $2,500 a kid. It's a very expensive sport, not just for them. It's ice time, it's ref fees, and to be honest with you, our prices that we charge are a lot less. And I was speaking with the coaches, and we're kind of I want to say every 4 or 5 years we look to raise our rates. We're not there yet to raise rates on everybody. We know that East Brunswick's coming down the pipe with probably 2 rinks sometime soon. So we want to compete, but we want to keep our rink sustainable and people coming to our program.
Right.
But just like when it comes to our daycare program and before care and after care, we are probably the cheapest option within a 20 to 30 mile radius.
Okay. So you're reducing the goalie fee
Fees.
As compared to what the other players play for the incentive visit?
Yes, yep. And there was always a little built-in incentive. It was always a discount
Yes.
anyway. This is
Sure.
to further that,
Right.
to
I understand.
entice the goalies.
Okay. No, I think it's. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think it's.
And when you lose a goalie, you lose a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else on Mr. Fischetti?
Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad you're looking at that. And I was involved in Pop Warner for many, many, many years, and it's true. If you lose players to another team, like in Old Bridge, at the time, we had 3 football leagues. And if you lose players to another league, you never get them back. So I'm really glad you're looking at it.
Wasn't just me, it was my department, and it was brought to us by coaches who go around to other rinks and saw this trend and didn't want that to happen to us.
That's great. Thank you very much.
I would just say that I'm well aware how expensive the hockey equipment is for a goalie. I had a nephew who played, went all over the country, but they're growing too. And so when they grow out of one set of uniforms.
Imagine how expensive it is for a pair of sneakers, and now think about that.
It's
times
God knows
how
expensive.
much.
And as you said, with the maintenance of the ice ring, the equipment that we need to maintain ice, to me, it's well worth it if they're involved with it. Keep your kids busy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think you're absolutely right. I also want to thank you for looking out in the future, the big picture, so to speak, because that takes a lot of time to sit there and, go through everything and decide what's feasible, what's not, and to take in mind the children and the parents, because this is a very expensive sport. So I really do. You're always, on the move, and you're always thinking what's good for the town. So I really appreciate it. Is there anyone who wants to make a motion?
I move it.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Mr. Paschetti to move it to the first reading, please.
Roll call, Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Paschetti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Public hearing set for February 27, 2024.
Yes, Anna.
Council President, can I just add something?
Sure.
I just also wanted to commend Matt and his team for, like you mentioned, thinking ahead. You know, you're thinking, okay, we're reducing by $500, we're losing that $500, but you could potentially lose an entire team. So the thought of thinking ahead and looking ahead is ideal. And as far as the full day camp, obviously it's never fun to increase a fee, but for what they get, the amount of time, at 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. is hard. I mean, other towns are offering 9 to 4. That's great, but having that 7:30 a.m. drop-off time is fantastic. And as Matt mentioned, everything is included in that price. You're not paying anything extra out of pocket for a trip. The kids are included in everything. I think that Matt, again, and his team are doing a great job at staying ahead and providing the best services that we can.
Absolutely, yep. I have a
you.
child, a grandson in daycare, and my goodness, is it expensive.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you very much. Next will be the consent agenda. I'd like to get a motion and a second, and then we'll go to separations. Okay. You moved it, who seconded it? Mr. Paschetti.
Okay. Councilperson Asatuli, any items for separation?
Nope.
Councilperson DeCaro?
C7?
C7. Councilperson De Palma?
No, thank you.
Councilperson Desai? Councilperson Garcia?
None, thank you.
Councilperson Paschetti?
No separations, thank you.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli?
No, thank you.
And Council President Sohar?
No, thank you.
Okay.
So we'll do C7. Mrs. DeCaro?
Yes, thank you. I know this is a resolution amending a resolution, but I would just like, for the public's sake, if we can talk about, where this actually is. I know you're adding a block to, so if you can just give us a little rundown of what this actually is for the sake of the public. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. So this is one parcel that was left out from the Segme redevelopment area. It's along Route 9, which is the Cheesequake Farmers Market property. So when we did the initial area investigation, the property was being used as a farmers market. It was not available for sale. Last year, the property was bought over by Segme, and all the three sides of the property are surrounded or abut the redevelopment area. On the other side of the highway, we have Regency Center. So to leave out that one parcel from development would not be sound planning. So this is a resolution just authorizing the planning board to evaluate this one parcel and see if it meets the redevelopment criteria. And if it does, then to amend the redevelopment plan. So this is just a resolution authorizing the planning board to authorize me to undertake a study to include that one parcel. So this will be part of the Segme redevelopment study area and plan if it qualifies with the redevelopment criteria.
Okay, and this is on the 9 northbound, where
9
the
northbound.
Cheesequake farm.
Correct. So that is between Jake Brown Road and Shoemeister.
Okay, very good. Okay. I just wanted to, because there's a lot, sometimes if people are reading the agenda, they can't really make sense of that, so, thank you. That's all.
You made a motion to accept it, or?
Yes,
Okay.
a motion, yes.
In a second, Councilperson Paschetti.
Now second it.
Roll call, Councilperson Asatuli on item number C7.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro. Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Paschetti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
8 yeses.
Okay, next is reported,
Wait, we
I'm
gotta go
sorry.
back and do
Oh, right.
through
Oh, I'm
6.
sorry, the balance. We forgot we separated. Okay, do I? do the,
A motion,
no, we did a motion and a second already. Yeah, that's all done. Now we voted on it.
Vote.
okay. Roll call for item numbers 1 through 6. Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
Council President Sohar.
Yes.
8 yeses.
Report of the township clerk,
I have no report.
report of the township attorney.
Nothing new to report, Madam President.
Administrative report. Anna?
Thank you. Before I begin my report, I was just informed of the passing of retired Lieutenant Joseph Kavasin. I apologize if I said that incorrectly. Badge number 26, who sadly passed away yesterday. He served in our police department for over 25 years, so I ask that you please keep his family and loved ones in your thoughts and prayers this evening. Number 1, first quarter tax payments. The Township Division of Tax Collection will be open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the first quarter tax collection period. The tax office will also be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday, February 13, 2024. Please note that the township offices will be closed on Monday, February 12, 2024, in observance of Lincoln's birthday. Payments can be made in person at the tax office, at the drop box located near the front doors of the Thomas J. English Administration Building, by mail, online through our website, and by signing up for automatic withdrawal. For homeowners enrolled in our automatic withdrawal program, your taxes will be withdrawn on or about February 6, 2024. For additional information, please contact the Division of Tax Collection at 732-721-5600, extension 2999. Number 2, Community Development Block Grant Program Fiscal Year 2024. The Township of Oldbridge will hold a public hearing to discuss and consider the Township's Community Development Block Grant Fiscal Year 2024 Annual Action Plan. The Community Development Block Grant allocation for fiscal year 2024 is estimated to be similar to 2023's allocation, which was $338,573. A public hearing will be held on February 15, 2024 at 3 p.m. at the Oldbridge Township Administration Building located at 1 Oldbridge Plaza, Oldbridge, New Jersey, 08857, on the second floor in the conference room 217. Number 3, Housing Rehabilitation Program. Oldbridge Township's consultant, Community Grants Planning and Housing, serves as the township's administrative agent for our home improvement program. CGPNH markets the program, handles homeowner application intake, and the case management from verification of income eligibility through construction completion. For information about the Oldbridge Home Improvement Program and to see if you qualify for up to $20,000 in home repairs with funds provided as a no-interest deferred loan, please visit oldbridge.com/community development. Number 4, Christmas tree recycling. Our townwide collection of Christmas trees has concluded. Residents that still have a Christmas tree to dispose of should email recycling@oldbridge.com. Number 5, Paint and Bulb Day. The next Paint and Fluorescent Bulb Day is Saturday, February 10th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Middlesex County residents are welcome to bring all paint types to the recycling center, including latex, oils, stains, and varnishes. For more information, visit oldbridge.com/recycling. Number 6, Parks and Recreation Spring 2024 brochure and registration. The Spring 2024 program brochure is now available online. Registration for residents will begin on February 13 at 6 p.m. Please have your Rec Desk account set up prior to registering. We have programs for the entire community, such as a Mother's Day brunch, father-daughter dance, pickleball lessons, robotics and coding classes, art and ceramics, fashion illustration and design, and camp hopping classes for children, teens, and adults. For more information, please visit our website at oldbridge.com/recreation or call the Parks and Recreation Department at 732-721-5600, extension 4999. New Jersey Transit Route 9 survey. New Jersey Transit wants to hear about your bus experience on the Route 9 corridor. Share your ideas by participating in a survey focused on transit, accessibility, and Route 9 bus services. For more information and to take this survey, please visit njtransit.com/Route9TOD. Number 8, the Housing Authority is now accepting applications for Section 8. The Housing Authority is accepting applications for the Housing Choice Voucher Program, also known as Section 8. Applicants must fall under one of the following categories: low income, elderly, persons with disabilities, disabled veterans, and/or homeless. Apply online from March 18, 2024 at 7 a.m. through March 20th, 2024 at 11:59 p.m. or until 125 applications have been received. For more information and to apply, please visit oldbridgehousing.com/openings. Please note that there are no paper applications available. Number 9, Old Bridge Township recognizes Black History Month. Black History Month, observed annually in February, celebrates the achievements, contributions, and rich history of African Americans. It serves as a reminder to honor the struggles and triumphs of individuals who have played pivotal roles in shaping culture, politics, science, and arts. This month encourages reflection, education, and a collective commitment to fostering equality and understanding. Number 10, February is Recreational Therapy Month. In honor of Recreational Therapy Month, which is observed every February, Old Bridge Township wants to raise awareness of the positive impact recreational programs and services can have for individuals living with physical, emotional, behavioral, and cognitive differences. Therapeutic recreation is the use of leisure activities to promote the health, emotional well-being, skills, and abilities of people with illnesses or disabilities. Therapeutic recreation includes drama, music, arts and crafts, sports, dance and movement, as well as games. To learn more about our therapeutic recreation programs, visit oldbridge.com/Camp Robin. Thank you, and this concludes my report.
Thank you. That was quite a report. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions before we move on? Comments? Mr. Paschetti.
Could you repeat the officer's name that passed?
Retired Lieutenant Joseph Cavasin, Cavasin.
There's a councilman. Joe Cavison? You remember Joe Cavison? Yeah, Kieran remembers Joe, I'm sure.
We'll make sure to pass along the arrangements. As I mentioned, unfortunately, he passed away yesterday, and we just received word, so.
Thank you, Anna.
No problem.
Okay, anyone else? Thank you. Anyone else have a comment or a question about this? No? Okay, I just want to reiterate, please look at this when it says about the affordable housing and about the housing authority, the Section 8. They'll be accepting applications, and I know there's a list, and I know there's a lot of people that would be interested in applying. So if you know someone that's looking for some help, please pass the word on. And the other thing is for the home improvement, where you can get, a loan or interest-free things, and you can also, it's up to $20,000. So please, anyone that has, needs like this, please pursue it. We put it on all our, on our cable and everything. So take advantage. These are really good programs, and there's a lot of people out there that need programs like this. Okay, I'll take a motion to accept it.
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg, Belli, second by Mr. Paschetti.
Roll call, Councilperson Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma.
Yes.
Councilperson Desai.
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes.
Councilperson Paschetti.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes.
And Council President Sohar.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Public comment on any subject matter for a maximum period of 3 minutes.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. This section is open for any topic or items in the consent agenda in accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the Old Bridge Rules of Council, and the council asks that the public to limit their comments to 3 minutes or less. Only one member of the public shall approach to speak to council at a time. The council respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished with their allotted time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the corresponding department's office during regular business hours. The township clerk will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting. We do ask when you come up to the microphone just to state whether you're a resident or non-resident, and please do not give a name or an address.
Hi, I've been a resident for 36 years in Old Bridge. I've lived here a long time. I've seen a lot of change. I've seen a community where people all helped each other and got along well. And in these last few years, I've seen that the Republicans have basically run the town, which you've won the election, so that's fair. But you won the election, the very last election, with 55% of the vote. 45% of the vote voted for your opponents. So that's almost half of the residents. And now what I'm seeing is that basically those half are having no representation, because every time Jill recommends somebody, you guys find somebody else to knock that person out. I don't know if you have appointed anyone that is not on your side, so to speak. And this is like, I think, a new thing. From what I've seen, I knew people, I'm friends with Barbara Cannon. I always had all different types of friends of nationalities, religions, political affiliations, but now I feel like there's some kind of a power grab going on, and I feel that I'm not being represented. I feel like I live in a town now where there's a group of people running the town, and they don't care what I think. They don't care what anybody that has opinions like I think. And I'm just watching it, and it's breaking my heart, because I've always thought Old Bridge was a really wonderful place to live. And I'm starting to really have my doubts with the way you guys are running things. And I would hope that you would just think how, it's good that you won, congratulations, but think about the fact that almost half of the residents voted for somebody else, and they deserve representation. When you become a council person, you're no longer just this Republican candidate. You are now a person who is supposed to take care of your town. You're supposed to take off that Republican hat and put on a public servant hat. And I am not seeing that happening, and I'm hoping that you guys will look into yourselves and come up with a better way to do things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the public who wishes to be heard this evening?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I am a resident of Old Bridge. I am here because I received a notice from Saraville about a mosque being built on 216 Ernston Road. I understand it's mostly a Saraville issue. However, I appeared here about 2 years ago and spoke to most of you. I think it's most of you. And I received a lot of support from you guys. They submitted everything on their website, their prelims, the architectural plans, major site plans, and some of the stuff just isn't jiving. You should check it out. It's like their traffic study, the noise study. I mean, they did it on a federal holiday. There was no school in session. They're really pushing hard. I'm pretty much wrote the mayor, and he told me he can't even meet with me because it's still under litigation because the town had sued. Anyway, on the site plans, they are going to widen Ernston Road. Apparently, the county probably already approved this. So on the Old Bridge side is where they're gonna have to gain the property. They're gonna have to take my lawn, Dr. Lozier's, the dentist, and a few more houses further down because the houses on Saraville's side are already up against the sidewalk. They have to make a deceleration lane for 200 feet. I live directly across the street from the mosque. Their driveway is adjacent to my driveway. When they operated for a year, it was terrible for me. I couldn't get in and out of my house. It was awful. But there's a lot of other issues. If you look, this building is giant. It's 44,000 square feet. There's banquet halls with 360 people. Occupancy in each hall. It's crazy. It's all on there. You have to take a look for me. I don't know if there's anything you guys can do for me. It doesn't seem like Saraville really has our back. We are about 300 residents strong in the area between Madison Park and the other side of Saraville. We have been talking and seeing what we can do to address this issue. Unfortunately, we don't gain a lot of traction. I want to be clear, it's a location issue. That is our main issue. It's in people's backyards. They're combining 4 lots. They bypassed zoning. It's going right to the planning board February 21st. I got an official notice along with all the residents within 200 feet. I just received it last week, and I spoke to you guys, and they told me to come back When I got the notice, well, I got it, and I'm hoping there's something you guys can do, maybe some other studies, something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We did receive the email from you, Taylor. I did as well. Thank you. And, you know, we have to watch and listen to what has to be. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, we're good? Okay, all right. Thank you very much. And you said February 21st, correct? Yeah, that's what I thought it was in the email. Thank you. All right, is there anyone else in the public who'd like to be heard?
A little shorter. Actually, I've been a resident here for 24 years. I figure might as well tell us. By the way, Mayor Walker, thank you for honoring Dennis Mayer and putting his family in our thoughts and prayers. He was a good friend of mine and very important. And thank you again. But last week, the last meeting, I started to think about what the engineer had been saying and discussed about the turf grass, and I hate to go through it again, but I started to look at it again, and I wanted to bring it up because I know Council President likes to know these things. Artificial turf is made with toxic PFAS compounds. Some of the types are made out of recycled tires, contain heavy metals, which are known to cause bone cancer, brain cancer, and nerve injury. Benzene is in it as well, and it causes blood cancers, volatile organic compounds which cause COPD, pulmonary hypertension, and respiratory diseases, along with other carcinogens. I won't go through the whole list, as well as a number of municipalities have been proposing to or banning these turf grass fields. The toxins are in your system for life. You cannot detoxify by showering it off. Sorry. They discussed last time, I also discussed last time, the number of injuries are increased on these turf grasses. And I wanted to point out again about the team in Philadelphia where there were 6 members who died of glioblastoma, and their families are still suing the stadium owners and the property managers because they played on those fields for 20 to 30 years, a lot of these players, and they were turf grasses, one of the first teams that started the whole turf grass thing. Glioblastoma is terminal. I have to tell you, a member of our town died last year, January 12th, from it. It's not pretty. In addition, while some things were not disclosed in the last meeting by Mike, and I don't know names of, and the engineer, every 8 years, the turf grass fields have to be replaced, right? It has to be replaced. That cost, this field is a $2 million cost. The replacement is the old grass, turf, not grass, is tossed in a landfill because it can't be recycled. And the new turf is put on the field, also toxic. It's costing us money. I'd like to know where that money is going to come from because Green Acres is not going to keep funding it if we get a grant. Unlike for the forever chemicals, like I said, these fields definitely don't last forever. I'm just wondering where you're going to come up with the money to pay for this. And once again, you just have to take, what is it? Sorry. That was another thing. I hate to bring it up. Since we only are one meeting a month, we should be 6 minutes, not 3. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who wishes to be heard this evening? Good evening.
Good evening. I wasn't going to speak, but I feel bad for the resident who thinks that Old Bridge is kind of coming down a little bit from when she first moved here. I've been a resident for about 18 years, and I feel that they're doing every year a better job each year, no matter if it's Republicans, Democrats, whomever. This is the democratic system throughout the whole United States. You vote. You come out and vote for you. Whatever, you're Republican, you're Democrat, you're independent. That's the people who win. And I like to think that this board considers every resident in Old Bridge, whether black, white, Indian, whatever. They don't look at their races, they don't look at their color, they don't look at their religions. They don't look at the Republican or Democrat. I think that the board, everyone on this board always considers all the residents. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else wish to be heard this evening? Good evening.
I married into Old Bridge in the late 1980s. My husband's family was here when it was Madison Township, before it was even Old Bridge. I like Old Bridge. I like Old Bridge. My kids went to the rec department, loved it, highly recommend it. No matter how much you raise it, it's definitely worth it. I have very good memories in Old Bridge. I was very involved. Anybody that knows me and knows my voice knows I was very involved with the Girl Scouts. I want Old Bridge to stay successful. My concern is the massive buildings. I want to say I'm not anti-building. We have to build, we have to progress forward, but I think we need to do it in a responsible manner that fits the current conditions. Town center design, 30-plus years ago, I was here with Jonathan Halbram. I was here when it was going through the changes. What we have now is not what was intended. I respectfully think that it needs to be revisited, and it needs to match the needs of 2024. Shops in the 1990s may have seemed like it's the downtown Red Bank, Hope, New Hope. Those towns existed and were successful because they were towns at the time. It wasn't dropped in the middle of Old Bridge. So I just think we need to bring it into 2024 because, again, who knew back then that it was going to be the internet and it was going to be Amazon 2-day Prime? So I think we just need to make it relevant, and it needs to fit the current conditions at the current site. My concern is these massive 3-story plus apartments, because when you go to 3, then you go to 4, then you go to 5. So if we want it to be a community of massive apartments with a few houses scrambled in, we'd all be living in Newark. Nothing against Newark. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go to work there every day. But that's what our Old Bridge is going to become. It's a good town. It really is a good town. It has a lot of services for a lot of different residents. My mom's finally got her into Silver Linings, and she's liking it. So it's a good town, and I want to stay here. I want my grandkids to be here. And the way it's going now with these massive things, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I want it to happen, and I'm hopeful that, I guess it starts here first and then filters down to the other boards. I know it's not just you, it's planning, it's zoning, but we all have to be on the same page, and I think you are. It's just we need tweaking with certain aspects, and even though I'm not an expert on everything, there's certain things I am an expert on, and that corner of Cottrell Road and Higgins Road, I am an expert. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very. Is there anyone else who would like to be heard this evening? Seeing no hands, then I will close the public portion and we'll go to council comments.
Councilperson Asatuli.
Good.
Councilperson DeCaro.
Yes, thank you. First, I'd like to reiterate and express my condolences on the passing of former Councilman Dennis Mayer. He, it was too young to go, and his presence will be missed in this town. And also, Joseph Cabazin, I didn't know who he was, but my condolences to his family. I'd also like to thank all the speakers that got up to speak tonight. Your words, that's what this is all about, hearing the residents. It's very important that we hear all of your thoughts and your concerns. So I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. I know we got your email, and these things are a concern to our residents. So definitely something we're going to keep an eye on. I'm going to keep an eye on. I can't speak for anyone else. But anyway, that being said, I just have a question for, I'm not sure who, someone to my right. If there are openings on the boards or committees, where do these get advertised? Where and when do they get advertised? How does the public how's the public made aware that there is openings on these specific committees?
Yeah, I can answer that.
It'll
So,
answer for you.
at the beginning of the year, or actually towards the end of, in December, we take in any, we call them citizen leadership applications. So anybody who's interested on serving on any boards, we do not publicly advertise for boards unless we're in severe need for a specific board. It's not like I post a list, okay, these are all the boards. Because some of them are mayoral appointments, so the board doesn't really get say, council doesn't get say on mayoral appointments unless it's mayor with council consent. So we just advertise that citizen leadership applications that will be accepted for any board or committee that they want. And then if we have openings on that board and committee, I will then circulate the leadership applications to council for their review to see who they wish to appoint to those boards.
Okay, thank you. It's just, funny. I just found it interesting or coincidental that the day the agenda came out, it also came out with a bunch of citizen leadership forms to fill the positions that were being posted. So I just, was curious how, that worked because, I think if we maybe let people know a little bit more, if we widen the horizon a little bit and let people know, what exactly is going on, what's out there, I think we might get some more, some different volunteers, I guess would be the word. But anyway, that's just a suggestion. I also have a question, now I'm going to move on. I also have a question for Mr. Rosselli, our attorney, about council comment procedure. So, and I apologize in advance for going down this road, but I was not allowed to respond to comments last meeting, so you're going to get the response now while I have my opportunity. So the question to the attorney is council comment procedure. Is that a specific rule that if your name is called out that you cannot respond?
So the whole idea of council comment is there's no legal requirement for it. And typically what happens is that since you have a board, the discretion to recognize members and discussing council comment sits with the chair, and since it's the council president. There's nothing in our ordinance regarding it. But when you conduct public meetings and under Robert's rules, the chair is the one who recognizes people who want to speak. And there's nothing, again, there's no legal requirement to even have council comments. I won't give my opinion about that, but I think that, again, there's no written rule, but other than the way meetings are conducted, and that discretion lies with the council president.
Okay, thank you. So I am going to unfortunately use my time to say some things that I really apologize in advance because I never want to waste this council's time. But here I go because I was accused, my name was mentioned at last meeting, so I need to address some things that were said by Councilwoman Anita Greenberg-Belli last meeting. I believe that council meetings should not be about personal issues between members. And Councilwoman Greenberg-Belli took a comment that I made on a friend's personal page, and that was screenshot and shared. That should not have come to council. That should not have come to council. If Councilwoman had a problem with what I said, the adult thing to do would have been to speak to me personally like an adult, two adults speaking to each other, but that didn't happen. What I will say about my comment that she was upset about was this. I shared a personal opinion on someone's personal page. Did I forget my council persona there for a minute? Yes, I'm human, I did. Should I have probably not said what I said? I would not have said it on a public page. That is what I will say. I gave my opinion. It wasn't a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal. I gave my opinion. And if anybody, all I have to say is I have reasons for what I said, and all you have to do is watch the Board of Education reorg meeting, and you'll understand why I said what I said. But whatever, be that as it may, again, there was a personal slight that should have been solved outside of council comments, because this is not the place that we share our grievances with the public. Yes, I am doing it now because I have to share my opinion. Anyway, so what she did is she used her platform to portray herself as a victim when she is by far a victim. Again, I apologize for my lapse of judgment, and but it was not on a public page. It was on a personal page, but definitely I did not anticipate someone screenshotting what I said and sharing it to public pages. That wasn't the intention. And, you know, I even apologized to some council members after the meeting and, you know, had some decent conversations, and I appreciated Council President's response. You know, we agreed we just need to be nicer to each other. But when I apologized to Dr. Greenberg-Bell, I did not get any eye contact, and I got basically a grunt. So there was never, ever any thought of unification. So the grandstanding about how I don't want to unify, absolutely. I will drop it right now if you want to unify. But that's not what you want to do. You never did. So anyway, about meeting attendance at Board of Ed. I have been a PTA member. I have been PTA president of 3 different PTAs, coordinator of President's Council. Yes, I'm going to go to every Board of Education meeting. I was a Board of Education member for 4 years. So yes, I'm going to the Board of Education meetings. What I don't think is appropriate for, you know, when I see somebody only showing up for a meeting once a year at a reorg meeting to support the candidates that they endorsed, and, you know, okay, you were there to congratulate somebody that's been there. But I just find that a little irregular. I advocate for council members to go to board meetings. I advocate it. Go there, ask questions, especially at finance meetings, budget meetings. Go, absolutely. This was different. She conveniently does not do Facebook. It always has something to say about it. But the things that we don't, one of the things is about 6 months ago, Old Bridge, New Jersey residents. She called that a Democratic cesspool. That's not nice, do you think? I don't think so. Because one person had an idea that she didn't like, so she brought that to council. The posts that we don't talk about are posts from things on that her colleagues share. Like in November 2022, a post from Tony Pescetti, and I quote, "Democrats are anti-Christian, and anyone who would put their name in that column is a racist and a bigot and a murderer." That somehow did not get called out, even after I sent an email requesting that councilman doesn't say the prayer anymore. This is a man that says the prayer every meeting. Please, all I asked is for that person that said those horrific words to not say the prayer anymore. I was not going to call him out. This is a year later, year and a half later. show no repercussions. I did receive an apology, I'm sorry, about a month ago. Not all Democrats are like that, only some. That was the apology. But anyway, I do still want unity. I absolutely do. But I'm not going to sit here and listen to misinformation being spewed, to ridiculous, petty nonsense. I'm not going to sit here, and I will continue. I will not respond to anything anybody says because that's the rule after this, but I will respond later. So if we want to keep perpetuating this nonsense, I can do that. We can just keep taking it meeting after meeting after meeting. But I will no longer sit quietly here and not say anything because I have too much respect for myself to allow someone to malign me and my name and not respond. Again, if there was a slight, I apologize. I apologize, absolutely. Will never happen again. But let's please stop bringing personal issues to this dais. That is all I will say. I wish everyone a good night, and again, I apologize for taking up your time.
Councilperson De Palma.
Thank you. I didn't know Councilman Mayor or, I guess he was Councilman, right, Cavison? So Councilman as well. I didn't know them, but I would like to just send my condolences to their families and loved ones. I understand it's very hard when you lose somebody. And to the police department for losing one of your own as well, my condolences. Thank you to the residents that came out today, regardless of what that issue is that you came up. Obviously, a lot of different issues were brought up. Know that we do hear you, right? Some councilperson people have reached out. We'll be reaching out to folks about certain issues and stuff like that. Just know that we are hearing you, and where we can help, we will help, right? Obviously, we may be hamstrung in certain aspects of it, whether it's our town or not. But just know that we are here to help, and we will. And finally, the last thing I have is just a reminder to everybody, our fire elections are on the 17th, which is next Saturday. I guess next Saturday. So fire commissioners, fire budget, so on and so forth is next Saturday. So another election day, this one in February, just a reminder to folks, it's the least, it's the one election that we don't get a lot of folks, but we want to make sure that folks do come out and they have the understanding that there is an election coming up. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Councilperson Desai.
I think this particular Republican-led administration has misrepresented the facts, and also some of the township professional does not even talk to us. And I will explain why. In December, in an executive session, I'm not going to say much about that meeting. One or two council people mentioned about the Frank Pallone, Congressman Pallone's name, that he is not helping. But this is the same council wants to talk about one issue, but another issue which with the help of Congressman Frank Pallone, our town get the federal money, $5+ million for Lawrence Harbor recreation. They don't want to recognize that. And then when I ask council people and even outgoing mayor and professional attorney that give me detail what is the issue and what you need help from congressman, so I can convey the message and I can arrange the meeting. I'm still waiting from that mid-December meeting. Today is a mid-February, almost. 2 months. I'm waiting for our attorney to call. I reminded him in a January reorganization meeting also, please call. But no, this majority just want to do what they want to do. And I have no problem. But let me remind this same majority and Dr. Greenberg, she was always there when Democrat was in majority, and also mayorship also was Democrat. If I recall correctly, mayor and council, Democrat council has always appointed Republican, registered Republican in various committee. Here, we are asking for a small recreation committee. And they don't want to do it because they don't want anything to do with Democrat. So they represent only Republican out of the total 50,000 plus population. I'm not sure what is exact population. But this town is kind of a mosaic, as you just said. There is a Hindus, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, and every white, black, yellow, all are here. So, and look at the township administration. How many minority are there? Maybe one. And that also, they took out one and hired the new one. So I think I request my fellow council people, please consider that after the election, as I always say, election time we fight, but once the election over, our job is to serve the public, people who elected us, Democrat or Republican. We should, if some Republican come to me tomorrow with a question, it is my duty that I should try to help to my best of knowledge. So I'm very much not happy with what's going on. Sometimes you see I don't speak even too much because I know the ultimate, whatever they have decided before meeting, that's what's going to happen. Our argument or our suggestion is not going to be ever adopted or even give a thought of it. So I request to people outside who is listening and watching at home, please, if you are a Republican or Democrat, please call this current council and let them know that they should consider all people of the Old Bridge the same. Thank you. And spring is just around the corner. I hope everybody enjoyed the spring. And looks like we are not going to see the snow. So township will have some surplus because there will be less cost for the removal of the snow. Thank you. Good night.
Councilperson Garcia.
Yes, thank you. Let's hope we don't have any snow. I don't want snow. I want to offer my condolences to Lieutenant Joe Cabison and Councilman Mayor and their families. I didn't know them as well, but, you know, they were in the town, so they should be honored as well. So my condolences to the family. As far as this Republican-Democrat stuff goes, I'm a Republican. I'm a registered Republican, just like most of the council here.
I agree with you.
I know personally, I don't care what, we represent the town. I don't look at anybody Republican. I don't. I just don't. And I take offense to that stuff. I think it's the silliest thing. The people spoke, we got elected, and I think we're doing a great job. I'm here 2 years now. I think the guys that were here before me did a great job, from what I understand. That's why we keep getting elected. People speak, let it go. I mean, we're here to help the whole community, and I can vouch for this. Everybody up on this dais is here for the whole community. You know, I know personally I am here for it. So this politics stuff, I just can't stand this politics stuff. You know, we're here, this is one Old Bridge. Why can't we just treat it as one Old Bridge? You know, I know people get upset. Politics comes into play, which I don't, you know, it shouldn't. But no matter who's in charge, they hire their people. It's just the way it's always been. It's the way it's always going to be. That's the in the state. That's the country. That's just the way it is. It's a fact. Do I agree with it? No, but that's just the way it is. So as far as Republican, Democrat, we're here to do the best job we can for Old Bridge, and I honestly believe that. So with that, I think we should calm it down a little bit up on the dais here. This is all of us. We need to calm down. You know, let's air this stuff someplace else, not here. We're on TV, we're on YouTube, wherever we are. We shouldn't be doing this stuff. You know, let's just get along while we're here. That's just what I believe. On a good note, next Wednesday is St. Valentine's Day. So make sure you take care of your significant other. And that's all I have, and thank you. Have a good night.
Councilperson Pasquitti.
Yeah, first I want to extend my condolences to Officer Cavance's family and friends. I didn't really know him, but I've been fielding calls, rumors about that the zoning office or the our construction office are using drones to go out and find violations to tax code or township code, and it's totally wrong. I mean, we don't own a drone. It's just silliness. Another rumor, someone stopped me in ShopRite and said that he heard that people were driving around looking for violations. Another falsity. I mean, I don't know why people are saying this stuff. I don't know where they're getting it from. But if you have any questions, please just call the town, talk to the business administrator or the mayor, and they'll give you the straight scoop. The other thing was, Councilman said about appointments to boards. Now, I've been living in Old Bridge 58 years, and I've been coming to council meetings for about 30 years, approximately. And boy, I remember when it wasn't a majority of Republicans on the council, and no Republicans got appointed to boards. And there was a frustration, of course, but sort of the spoil goes to the victor. When the Democrats won, they appointed all Democrats to the boards. And that's just the way it is. And like Councilman Garcia said, maybe I don't agree with it, but that's just the way it is. And, as a result, the growth of the town has a lot to do with the boards. Now, we as Republicans have appointed to the boards, the planning and zoning, and I believe, watching the zoning and the planning board meetings, that they're doing a really, really good job. I was on the planning board for a year or two, and you had to go to school, and they teach you that the default is no. The default is no. The applicant has to prove why he can get a variance, and it wasn't that way many years ago. It is now. If you watch the zoning board, you can go on YouTube and you can watch the zoning board meetings, the planning board meetings. I'm sure Councilman De Palma can attest. They're doing an excellent job, in my opinion. So the town is being run well. I mean, it's not perfect. There's some issues that need to be addressed, but nothing's perfect. But we're We're going to try to get to perfection. That's all I have. Thank you.
Council Vice President, Dr. Greenberg Belli.
Yes, this is a very sad time with the passing of Dennis Marr, the untimely passing of Dennis Marr. It's been a rough year for his family. And Dennis was a friend and a neighbor, and I wish and hope that everyone would keep him and his family in your prayers at this difficult time. Also with Joe Cavison. And while we're thinking of that, we can think of the 3 soldiers that were killed in Jordan, Sergeant William Rivers, Specialist Breonna Moffett, and Specialist Kennedy Sanders by the drone attack by Iran, and keep their families in your prayers also. And I don't even want to talk about this because really with these passings, but I do have to say, say there's an adult in the room, the adult thing would have been to come and ask me a question. Once you're a council person and you put something on Facebook, I don't care if it's your private page, I don't Facebook. It came to me. And just ask me why I went to for the Board of Ed. And I would have told you the reason why I went there. You're just assuming why I went there. You never asked me. So let's just let it drop and move on from there. That's the smart adult thing to do. But with that, I want to wish everyone warm wishes for a happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're celebrating by doing all the things that you love. I hope the day's filled with family and friends and happy moments and make great memories. And I wish you everything that you do at that time, that you realize it's so important to spread the love. Thank you.
Council President Sohar.
Yes, this has been quite an evening of comments, so I really will keep them very brief. And honestly, I try to keep it balanced. It doesn't always work, I know that, but I do try. Because if one answers somebody and then somebody answers somebody else, and everyone is upset and angry, it's going to just go on and on and on. So sometimes it has to be that way. And I really don't, I don't want to do it often, but we're not going to have fighting back and forth and back and forth. That's not what the public came here for. We all get angry, yes, sometimes it happens, but there has to be a cap on it somewhere. Maybe they feel I'm unfair. Well, I will take note of that and I will think about it, but I have to sometimes it's just got to stop. I mean, other than that, I'll have to get a timeout chair, one or the other, because it's gotten really contentious up here. And a lot of the comments start to get deeper and deeper. But anyway, with that, that's all, take advantage, please, of programs that were put out for you here. If anyone, please do. That's what this is supposed to be about, helping the residents, finding programs for them, irregardless of what their affiliation is. I've been here 14 years, and I have never, ever, someone calls me, I never ask them what their affiliation is. It doesn't matter to me. And that you can ask anybody that's ever called me personally and asked me a problem what they were having. So I'm sorry, that's not acceptable to ask. But anyway, at the end of the day, I think we all are here for the right reasons, every single one of us. So everybody have a great holiday. I'm very excited. I have a brand new granddaughter, and I am very, very happy to say she's doing well. My little 4-pound girl. So anyway, that's, and hopefully we will be able to all work together. Okay? Good?
May I have
Debbie, you have any comments or anything? Okay.
can I have a motion to adjourn regular meeting and enter executive session for attorney-client privilege?
Second.
Roll call. Councilperson Asatuli?
Yes.
Councilperson DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilperson De Palma?
Yes.
Councilperson Desai?
Yes.
Councilperson Garcia? Yes. Councilperson Pasquitti?
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli? Council Vice President, yes? And Council President? Yep. 8 yeses, meeting adjourned at 9:24.